Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. Welcome to another Office Hours with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Cyrus, Crystal, Chester Factory, Aoki, Junior Researcher Sally. Good to see you all in the chat. Thank you for being members. Max, the Ethics Committee, and Shadow Milk Cookie. Good to see you all just for being here in the chat with us. Clown Milk Jesus, what have we become as a society? I agree with you, Bradley. If you look at the thumbnail, and we can thank the wonderful artist Mexi Dragon for such inspired art. Yes, a few days ago we had a bringing together a meeting of the mind between SCP-6542, the Virgin Dairy, otherwise known as Milk Jesus or Jesus, and this chat's seeming obsession with the clowns from Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting, which, if you're not familiar with, are outsider beings wearing clown skin suits and produce clown milk, which, if not milked regularly, they explode. The clowns explode. So you have to milk the clowns. And the clown milk, in case you're unfamiliar, is a viscous black fluid. It's literally coming from outsider beings. And if a human consumes the clown milk, they feel a intense infinity rush of euphoria before dropping dead of a heart attack. Instantly fatal. So, clown milk cannot be safely consumed. We do not have a version to safely pasteurize clown milk for human consumption, but the chat still is obsessed with the forbidden milk. So that's where we are with Milk Jesus and clown milk combining to an unholy abomination. Amber, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. And yes, I did get a decent night's sleep last night, so I am feeling quite refreshed. Not refreshed enough to ignore my coffee, though. And as a reminder, we are here for the full 3 hours today. We're only 3.5 minutes in, so we're just getting started, people. As always, I, Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, am here to answer your SCP queries. May they be related to anomalies in containment, anomalies not in containment, anomalies from other universes, fandoms, and intellectual properties, the Foundation staff, the groups of interest who are our rivals, anything happening in the SCP-verse. I'm here to chit-chat. These is what the office hours are about. Chester Factory, I agree. Hopefully that thing will not make an appearance, but based on the daily activities, these last 2 months of daily streams, I have a feeling we're not going to get a bye day. Dihydrogen monoxide, thank you for the first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a snow cone on your way past the commissary. How would the Foundation deal with a situation where people are sharing pictures of 096's face via P2P torrenting clients like BitTorrent? Brave of you to assume that we do not have back channels into such applications. Our artificial intelligence constructs travel far and wide on the net. We are always watching. Your bestie is a murderer. The fish is not a loop. SCP-5320 is a normal, everyday, infinite fish that goes on forever. May we find the head or the tail. Praise its great infinitude, the longest of long boys. Amen, and let's get drunk at work. This is the standard prayer of SCP-5320, 5320. I didn't make this up. In fact, the great Radiger, friend of the channel, SCP author and content creator and podcaster extraordinaire, made that up. And it's a banger. Clone 378, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a chicken pasta salad on your way past the commissary. Hope you're doing well today. I am so far. Please tell me you upgraded the mimetic filters to keep that plushy bastard out. Oh, how I wish I could. Unfortunately, it's not a mimetic effect. It is an entity. It is a actual physical thing. So mimetic filters do not work on those kind of anomalies. I wish there was better security to keep those things from getting in through the vents. They are quite aptitudinous at the actions that one would deem sus. Mine Wolf, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Twix bar on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. It's been a little while. Well, hello to you too, and welcome back. We've just been chilling along. Junior researcher Sally asking, is Dr. Sherman, is SCP Wikidot down? It is not down, but Wikidot has been having some instabilities recently, and so sometimes you have to refresh and give it a second try. That I've had several articles thus far today not come up and then come up the second refresh. So it is going slowly, it is being unstable, but I do believe you should be able to access it. Yes, I just refreshed a page and it worked. Just saw the thumbnail. Thanks, I hate it. Intern Smith, I agree wholeheartedly. But Mexi Dragon did do well on the art despite its abominable status, so we can't deny the artistic effort there. Hi, Doctor, popping in just to say hi. Praise be to Clown Milk Jesus. Thank you, Edward, for your input. Rebicus Prime, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a small personal pizza on your way past the commissary. Where do I put my documents on the science and history of Cybertron and the information on Primus and Unicron? Hopefully it declassifies us as anomalies. Well, you are anomalous as far as humanity is concerned, so even a good history, we do love our research, but the likelihood of that being enough is not likely. You're still going to be SCPs, just ones that we work with and not ones that are locked up in containment cells. So consider it, not a bad compromise. SCP-729 dash. Yay! Thank you for donating twice in a row for your first donations of today's stream, as well as being a member. Please grab yourself a long walk off a short pier on your way past the commissary. I just developed a 729J spider. Cool, the worst of both worlds. Wonderful. Breaks down door. Here's Johnny, evil cackling. Yep, that sounds about right. Hello, SCP helpful guy. Hello, intern sniper. Good to see you. Has 4521 screamed yet? No, the tree has not screamed. I'm still waiting on approval for the clown milk test, because I think injecting it with clown milk, that euphoric high might get a scream of pleasure before it dies. That would be a good way to go. Oh no. But if it doesn't scream, do trees die the same way humans die? Okay, we need to delay the test. I need to requisition a normal tree from that area to see if it dies. Once we know if it dies, then we'll know if it's safe to test on 4521. Oh, thankfully I came up with that before risking the anomaly. Whew, I am good at my job. Eris Cupido, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a gelato on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I want to know 3 people, more specifically 3 events from 3 different people. Whose book could read in SCP-4001? Much love. 3 events from 3 people. Let me go to SCP-4001 real quick. I say real quick as if the wiki isn't chugging along to survive today. Let's just give that a minute. 729-J, thank you for donating again. The trio returns. Oh, great. There's more in the chat, are there? Great. And Remicus Prime, thank you for donating again. What's the deal with that anomaly? Why does it make you unwell if you're able to comfortably answer? What I would do to more easily understand is just read the article for it real quick. It's not a long article, but most people have a reaction similar to this, to that anomaly. It is not a mimetic factor. Otherwise, the filters could help. Now, did 4001 load? There we go. 4001 finally loaded. All right. I do have proper clearances. So... Those security cognitohazards are a bitch. Silent Follower, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. And now we're 12 minutes in. We're just getting started. SCP-4001 consists of a tunnel leading down to an antechamber, connecting to a staircase descending 15 meters below ground. Large room stacked with bookshelves. Any direction eventually return to the point of origin, so you can't get lost there. Filled entirely by bookshelves. Every fifth bookshelf has an electric lamp. Individuals standing in the room will hear steady ruffling noises. Complete archive of every human life to date. Continually self-updating. Books can be taken from the shelves and read freely. Books can be scanned, copied, and photographed without consequence. If returned to any of the shelves, the book will vanish and reappear in its original location within the archives. Any attempt to remove a book from the archives results in the book's vanishing and returning to its shelf. The contents of the book represent the absolute truth and history of the individuals contained within. Altering the contents of the books has a corresponding retrocausal effect on reality, with memories, locations, physical structures, physical states, and even complete existences changing accordingly to alterations applied to the books. Writing a decision, meeting, reward, change in personality, change in feeling towards individuals, change in health, method of death, or any other notable achievement or life event into the book will cause that event to transpire for the appropriate individual at the first possible opportunity. So you want to know whose book I would read. And so, 3 people from all of human history whose books I'd like to have a read of. D.B. Cooper, for one. I would love to know what happened at the end of that story, for real. Obviously, there's some sort of anomaly in play in that situation. I mean, there's no other explanation. Meanwhile... You know, I think we could learn some interesting things if we go even deeper into Dr. Clef's backstory. So, I'm sure that's a rip-roaring read. At least it's going to be a fun time and entertaining. And third person, I would like to read the story of. The absolute truth about them. Who's another interesting, mysterious person? Like, I'm trying to think. What do I want the spoilers on? Because they... You know, Austin, intern Moore, you have a great point. Let's get the book for Jesus of Nazareth and see what the hell it says. For real. Because of all the Jesuses, the Jezi, we have in containment, I want to know which one's the real one. If one of them is the real one. I've kind of got my money riding on Bread Jesus being the real one. but I'd like the intel. Also, in SCP-5991, it is hypothesized, I believe, that the entity in the center of Vor Jesus' stomach is the original Jesus. I think, if I'm remembering that right. I'm pulling up the 5991 document now and waiting for SkipNet to catch up. In the meantime, Eriscupido, thank you for donating to clarify. Sorry for mistakes. Drunk and fat fingers equals mistakes. Understandable. And I just hope you are off shift. Silly Silver, you're not familiar with Vor Jesus. I mean, we talk about the Jizai enough here at Site 42. Yes, all of you who are surprised, Intern Cat Queen, Vor Jesus is SCP-5991. The long and short of it, although you should read the whole article, is that if any person eats an entire Bible without any condiments, then Vor Jesus appears in front of them, a faceless Jesus except for a mouth, unhinges his jaw, and swallows you whole. Now, you're not going to die from this. You're, in fact, transported into a pocket dimension inside its stomach that is a Jesus-themed theme park. Now, just like the Doctor's TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside. And there is a theme park in there. I'm looking for the entity on the interior. Where's the -2? The boardwalk extends into the middle of the stomach, which contains a plaza constructed out of marble. In the center of the stomach is an entity with the same appearance as SCP-5991-1, that's Vor Jesus, hereafter referred to as SCP-5991-2, so a carbon copy of Vor Jesus, reading a small empty scroll while sitting on a wooden stool. Several broken steel chains surround SCP-5991-2, which hook into SCP-5991's stomach lining. Small metal cuffs can be seen around SCP-5991-2's wrists. SCP-5991-2 does not respond to any external stimuli. So, inside Vor Jesus' stomach is another Vor Jesus that is locked inside the stomach. So it's retrocausal. You got Jizai all the way down, essentially. No, Alki, there are no rides in Jesus Land, unfortunately. You're not trapped there, though. You are allowed to leave whenever you want to. So, I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. Boring. Clone, thank you for donating twice again. Can I just forcibly inject 729 J with the clown milk? We've obviously got plenty of spares, and if it does anything, it may actually be cathartic for everyone. I like the way you're thinking. But once again, any anomaly destruction any decommissionings need to be cleared by the overseers, and they are not usually keen on that. I'm requesting testing with SCP-72. I feel like that's a typo, Remicus, and you want to test with that thing to see how it affects an average Cybertronian. This I do not mind you testing. Good luck. Jelly Roll, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to get yourself a jelly donut on your way past the commissary. Apologies for the earthquake. Hi, I was at the stream where this was made up. Oh, you were there to witness the birth of Clown Milk Jesus. Site 42's own personal Jesus. Great. $729 dash. Jay, thank you for donating again. I find a coffee made out of yourself. Yourself as a coffee. You would sacrilege the holy beverage? No, I would not like to try it. Jelly Roll, thank you for donating again. What SCP are you? Well, I'm not an SCP. I am a researcher and I am a site director, but I am not at all an anomaly. I am a regular run-of-the-mill SCP researcher, just like anybody else. I'm a human being. Me, non-anomalous at all, can't even conceive of having an anomaly. On top of my pen. My pen is not anomalous in any way, shape, or form. Don't you worry about that. Eris Cupido, holy damn. Thank you for a ridiculously generous donation. My man, my fellow, I don't know much about you, but I do know that I appreciate your generosity. When you go to the commissary, my friend, mi amigo, mon ami, I want you to run and hurdle yourself over the countertops in the commissary, and the cafeteria workers are going to try and stop you. They've been having a trouble with me doing this, but don't let them stop you. Just bolt. And when you hurdle that counter and you get into the freezer, you shoulder tackle the back wall. It's going to give. Don't worry. You're not going to injure yourself. It's basically paper mache. It's a fake door. And you go in there and you have your little after work party here in the Overseer Speakeasy. Thank you again for your generosity. We are on medical leave so we can drink. It's also 5:55 a.m. and I haven't slept. Fraction 1 vertebrae, all vertebrae degrading, many discs slipping, some discs bulging, and touching my nerves. I hope I bring light to SCPs that are forgotten, and sorry for long dono. Love you all. I certainly hope you are going to recover from those injuries. My God. Please be well. And once again, we will do our best to bring light to the SCP Foundation, and we appreciate your donation to said cause. Meanwhile, Mark Larson, you're being very rude, and I'm uninterested in someone being rude like that. It's not proper social behavior, so I'm just gonna give you a 30 minutes until you learn how to follow Rule 0 of the SCP Wiki, which is don't be a dick. If you look at the rules on the SCP Wiki, by the way, Rule 0 is don't be a dick. Austin Moore, have you met Dr. Bright, you ask? I will answer this usually once per stream, but remember, we do not talk about Dr. Bright here at Site 42. That researcher is banned from this facility permanently. If you want to know why, we have a video on the channel called The Last Death of Jack Bright. It explains my stance on the situation and leads you to more places to hear the full story. But it is in the rules of the chat. We don't talk about Bruno here. All right. Is Desk in stream? Intern Jaw, right now Desk is not present, but he is probably asleep. You know, desks need to get a lot of rest. Yes, and one more thing, Silly Silver, the researcher formerly known as Dr. Jack Bright on the wiki, much of that character's contributions to the lore have been replaced with a doctor named Elias Shaw. You'll find many articles where Jack Bright was present, replaced with Elias Shaw due to the controversy behind the actions of Bright's author. So if you hear the name Elias Shaw, that's who we're talking about. Elias is cool, Jack is not. Lucas the Fluffy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. As well as the country of Finland apparently subscribes. So thank you for joining Site 42 staff as well. Lowrider Boss, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go get yourself some Pop Rocks on your way past the commissary. Sorry about the earthquake. Good afternoon, Doctor. What SCP would you be? Well, no SCP. I already told you I'm not anomalous. I am just a regular, average researcher. But let's say hypothetical, that I had to be an SCP. I had to be involved in an SCP document in some way. See, the problem with most of the all-powerful anomalies is they're also quite miserable, so you don't want to go that route. It usually doesn't end well. It's a tragic bargain at best. You know, I think if I had to be any anomaly, I think I would be 008-J, Jeff. That guy just seems like a nice dude and has a good time, and good things happen and bad things don't happen to him. So I'll take the vibe and be Jeff. I found your actual account and not a damn content stealer freebooter. Well, Intern Sage, welcome to the proper Site 42. I did not know we had that many duplicates here on YouTube. I know we have a lot of content thieves on TikTok, but I didn't know that we were so popular to rip off here on YouTube. And it's a little harder to deal with because as a Creative Commons community, piracy is legal. As long as you cite the source, you're allowed to take and reuse people's work from the SCP community. So that's why Netflix and Amazon and all them will not make an SCP movie, because they couldn't own the copyright for it. That's why we have Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed Signal Boosters, so that you and I can team up to signal boost up-and-coming SCP indie film projects, because if we can get them more resources and more eyes, then when they make their next project, they'll have more resources to make it bigger and better. So that is why we do what we do. Now we'll keep it open. Just pull that down a little bit. It's fine, it's fine. We're casual here. It's an office hours. Music and Book Lover. SCP stands for, at first, the original meaning of SCP is Special Containment Procedures. This comes from the first ever SCP document, SCP-173, where item number, SCP-173, object class, Euclid, Special Containment Procedures. And it's labeled SCP-173 throughout because these are the Special Containment Procedures, number 173. Now, after that story and many others became popular like it, we formed what's called the Foundation, or nicknamed the SCP Foundation. Funny story, in universe, it's not called the SCP Foundation. I don't know if you guys knew that. Everyone refers to it in lore, at least in the early days, as the Foundation. And these are our special containment procedures. It became the SCP Foundation as kind of a nickname, and the motto, Secure, Contain, Protect, is a backronym that came up later. And so that is just some fun, deep lore that not a lot of people know about the community. Special Containment Procedures is the initial meaning. Secure, Contain, Protect as a motto came later. See, you're already learning things. This office hours is a great success. Chris the Direwolf Boy, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for your first donation of the day, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Grab yourself a turkey leg on your way past the commissary. I'm watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic with 053. I think it likes the show. You know, every single entity we've put in that room with that child wants to murder it, except for 682. And apparently half of Site 42 staff is immune to anomalies or something. We really got a weird thing going on here. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. My injuries came from 9 years of boxing and Muay Thai plus bad genetics. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. That aside, Dr. Sherman, your thoughts on SCP-1230. I think it's awesome, but scary. Awesome, but scary. You're saying 1230. Let's have a quick look-see. I say quick, but SkipNet is going awfully slow today, so we'll give that a second to load in the background. Doctor Who mentioned. Well, yes, intern Jazzy Boy, I have to be familiar with the lore of the Doctor entity if I'm ever going to contain it successfully. It's a work in progress, to say the least. Hey, Dr. Sherman, where does the clown milk come out of? Asking purely for hypothetical reasons, not intending to acquire any milk. I am not familiar with any documentation providing an answer to that, which I am thankful for. You would think that the interview with the clown breeder would have shared that knowledge, but filthy mouth of his did not spill that exact information. Glow stick. We always say my favorite SCPs at the end of stream. It's a bit of a tradition. As a time check, we were at the 30-minute mark, meaning we are 2.5 hours from the end of stream. But if you want to cheat and go back to a previous stream, you can find it at the end of the stream because it's a tradition around here. Terrible joke in honor of today's stream. I tried making myself a sandwich, but I was out of Cheez-Its. I mean, at least it wasn't clown Cheez-Its. All right, so 1230 is, a hero is born. So I somewhat remember this anomaly. When you fall asleep, the reader will dream of a fantasy world where they are the protagonists of a troubled land. Dreamers are completely aware of all senses, work just as well when awake. Dreams have documented to last anywhere from 45 seconds to 200 years, but in reality, the reader will usually never be asleep longer than a normal night's sleep. Upon waking, the reader is able to remember every aspect of their dream in detail. So you get to go on a crazy adventure for 45 seconds to 200 years in a fantasy world while you're dreaming. That sounds nice in the general way, but then yep, this person killed themselves in the dream and woke up, so that's nice for them. And then wasn't there a researcher who spent every night in there? Yeah, or no. A researcher offed themselves because the dream world was so cool that they didn't want to live in the real world anymore. So, yeah, that's the problem with those utopia dreams and stuff. It's a problem. Just like when we used the coffee machine 294 to make the perfect drink, and then they were like, well, now I don't like anything because I've had the best thing that's ever existed. Everything else is kind of lame afterwards. It's a rough place to be. You got to watch out for these utopias and you infinite pleasures, because when you come down, then you come down hard. Parabella and Aviation Guy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Where did you learn making those pencils move? Aviation Guy, I self-taught myself this over 10 years ago now. Yeah, 10 to 12 to 13 years ago, I've just been fiddling with pens. I just figured it out. I didn't even look at a video. I was just kind of rolling. And I saw people, I was inspired by Boris from GoldenEye, the James Bond movie, because he would keep spinning the pen, and it looked like a fun way to fidget. And so, you know, you teach yourself to do it one way, then you reverse it, and you can teach yourself to go the other way, and you just do it until you get good of it, with one hand, with the other hand, going both ways. Practice the best you can. Jonathan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself, oh, as well as being a member, make sure to grab yourself a grilled cheese on your way past the commissary. But what about SCP-297, Jesus? It was deemed too horrible of an anomaly to be documented. If it's not documented, I don't know what the documentation is, my man. That's, doesn't sound right to me. Pulling it up, even though Wikidot's going to take time, but you said it's not documented, so I don't have the knowledge on it. Andy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Snickers bar on your way past the commissary. Obviously, it comes from the clutter. Clown udder. I hate that you're probably right. Although, in the SCP-2912 images I saw of those anomalous clowns, I didn't see any clutters, but I wouldn't be shocked if they exist. Scarlet, I'm glad we could save you from doom scrolling. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. I think the clown milk comes from the flowers on every clown. Oh! That is not a bad idea. The fluid shooting flower is clown milk. I would not be shocked. Although, maybe they can change, because I think some of them shoot acid or something. Or maybe I'm just thinking of the Joker. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a beef bowl on your way past the commissary. I added something to the SCP I'm making. The Scorpion has a rocket hammer. For refresher, it's the 4 humanoid arthropods that contain the 5th one. Okay, so more weaponry. I see what you're doing. But who's making these things contain the other things? Are they doing it willingly? Do they have a purpose? Who made all of them in the first place? What's the story? Why is it Site 42 instead of any other number? Well, I just happen to be a fan of the number 42 for certain reasons related to certain absurdist English comedy book series. We don't need epic music for this moment. Ash Lover, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a York Peppermint Patty on your way past the commissary. Hey, remember me, Dr. Sherman? Still not caught me. Listen, we catch fleeing anomalies all the time. Your time is coming. You will fit in a box. Dr. Pepper Dragon, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for your first donation of the day, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself an ice cream sandwich on your way past the commissary. Why is the break room full of Peeps plushies? They're pranking me. They're just normal Peep plushies. They're not 729-Js. They're just plushies. It's just a prank, bro. Eris Cupido, thank you, Jiminy sakes, for donating 20 memberships to the chat. Everyone claim your green names while you can, and make sure you thank Eris for your good fortune. It is only right. CP729-J, thank you for donating again. Play the intense music, something's coming. Excuse me? What do you mean something's coming? The song that's on is literally called Darkness is Coming. So that in and of itself is horrifying. How much clown milk is lethal? Is a single drop able to kill someone? Junior researcher HLG, thank you for being a member. And I believe a single drop is lethal for the clown milk. Do you still have to pay for the membership if it gets gifted? Smallish Games, I don't believe so. I think if you get a gifted membership, then it ends at the end of the month and just cancels itself. I think you have to actually sign up to pay for them for it to be a repeating charge. That's to the best of my knowledge. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Dr. Redacted, how is redacted? Why is your speech being redacted? Listen, InfoSec does as InfoSec does. So, I mean, maybe you should be careful of what you're saying in the chat if you don't want it redacted. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Hey, Doc, my body explodes when I get harmed or die. That seems like a really frustrating anomaly. And so, do I assume that you are not injured by said anomaly? Because then that makes it so every time you get contained, let's say, you would maybe headbutt a wall to injure yourself and then explode. And then you would be able to get out. So it means that when we do contain you, we need to make sure non-lethal, non-injury-esque, and then lock you up in a Hannibal Lecter-style manner, where you could not move, therefore you could not self-harm, therefore you could not explode, therefore you could not get out. See, we know how to do this. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Had to sell crypto to do this money stuff I've done. Listen, as long as you are cognizant of what you're doing and taking care of yourself, please do not spend beyond your means. That goes for all of you. Please do not overextend yourself to support Site 42. It's a team effort. Everyone's a hero for just donating a little. You don't have to go crazy if it takes you to the brink of harming yourself. I would not want that. No one wants that for you. That being said, thank you for donating 20 memberships again as I am saying this. Everyone, thank Eris Cupido for their ridiculous generosity to today's stream. And please make sure you are taking care of yourself as well. The war on the white names has a hero, and the name of that hero is Eris Cupido. Jason Voorheen, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a banana pancake on your way past the commissary. Gives cookies. They contain parts of 999. Oh, no. That's going to tickle all the way down. That's going to be awkward for y'all if you eat that. Also making paper stars. Maybe they're anomalous. Only going to find out when I throw them. I mean, normally paper stars are just paper stars. You can throw them, but I don't see them becoming anomalous. Unless you do something to make them anomalous. Dr. Pepper Dragon, thank you for donating again. Boss, get security down here. These things are alive. Ah, son of a... So it was a trap. It wasn't a prank. It was a trap. All right. Sending security. Security, dispatch, commissary, code red. All right, don't get got. They're on their way. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. I just looked up SCP-297. It's something called Steely Dan by Dr. Clef. Oh, that is Steely Dan, you're right. Steely Dan, the anomalous vibratory toy, I should put it. The one that has a highest setting called suicide, and it liquefies whoever uses it for pleasuring purposes, I'll say. We found it in a 30th... We found it after it burrowed through 30 stories of a building into the parking garage after someone used it to self-terminate. It's a crazy scenario. Or as it was put in the first message of the discussion page, the dildo of disintegration. And yes, this is a Dr. Clef original article. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. And again today. Dad, God rest his soul. Oh, God rest him. Left me money and a smart brain, so I invested well and am okay. Spreading joy is what he would have wanted. Love you all. I applaud your generosity for the people. That is what I hope to do as this program gets better, because I do not have a lot of money starting out. So I'm building something, and I want to use that for that purpose myself. So I'm here to follow in your example and lead people to the SCP community so the SCP authors and artists and game devs and filmmakers get the same people like you finding them. Because then we'll get all sorts of SCP movies and games. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Smirk, I can leave this body anytime. Good luck, Doc. That sounds like an issue for our Scranton reality anchors. We are going to find a way to lock you down. Intern Jaw, je ne parle pas le français. Dr. Sherman, brace yourself. Another terrible joke in honor of today's stream. Okay, I'm thoroughly braced. Why do clowns like spoiled milk? Because it tastes funny. Wow, yeah, that does hit, that's for sure. Dr. Sherman, what are some good Russian folk creatures I need to know for a D&D campaign? Intern Fox, I am not a Russian folklore expert, so I'm not the person to ask for that. I can tell you a bunch of good SCPs to put in your game. That's easy. Jason, thank you for donating again. I used anomalous markers for the paper stars. Hee hee. Anomalous markers, you say? Dude. SCP markers. 834 is some anomalous markers. And what does SCP-834 do? SCP-834 is a set of 4 markers, black, red, yellow, and blue. Each marker bears only a logo from the Factory, a group of interests that produces anomalies, and no other distinguishing characteristics. The only effect of these markers is that they write permanently on human skin, resulting in tattoo-like markings. Testing has proved the ink sinks below the surface of the skin. It is only removable via laser dermabrasion or similar tattoo removal procedures, and that's been struck out because there's a correction. Addendum 1. Junior researchers appropriated 834 under pretense of testing it further, but actually used it on themselves. When discovered, a decision was made by 0513 to have the item removed to a more secure area, as well as to demote the researchers to janitorial staff for 3 weeks. Dr. L, redacted, had been given a band of barbed wire around his wrist, while researcher C, redacted, opted for a depiction of reptilian scales on his chest to, in his words, reveal my inner dragon. Well, how like so many of you in chat. Both researchers are currently denied access to casual testing of any SCPs. Note, even if they are only anomalous, SCPs are not toys. Now, screams were heard from Dr. L's axis. They were found bleeding on the floor due to self-inflicted wounds, claiming the wounds were inflicted when he tried to remove the tattoo as it began constricting around his wrist. Dr. C was found in the living quarters after failing to answer his phone. Researcher C's corpse was found in his bathroom. His chest burst open from the inside as if by a great pressure. Further medical investigation revealed all the major organs of his chest were missing, but no other damage. A trail of bloody claw prints led to the shower drain, which had been ripped away. So a dragon came from the drawing, and facehugger burst out of the researcher's chest. Wonderful. So, yes, it almost sounds like that could make your paper things into attack things. So that's, you should be really careful with those. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Remember me from the 1200s? It was fun. I might be old compared to most people on the internet. I mean, I'm internet grandfather age as far as Matthew Patrick puts it. But I wasn't around in the 1200s. What are you talking about? Are Bibles served in the commissary? No. Dr. Sherman, did you know that Kevin MacLeod made an SCP album? Junior researcher Sally, I did know that. And I used those for the background for the stream for a while. But it was a little too much intensity and dourness and spooky. And, you know, I work in a horrifying world of anomalies and terrors. Sometimes you need to lighten the vibe a little bit. Hey, Dr. Sherman, have you ever been to SCP-4149? The director is a really nice guy. Let me look at 4149. I'm not remembering this off the top of my head. Right. Professor Zorkanov's Gallery of the Bizart. So it's an extra-dimensional space, the entrance which is accessible via a hallway embedded within the second floor of a Chicago home. The interior of 4149 represents a large warehouse, contains 76 pieces of art across various mediums. It's a collective designation for the entities found within. It is going to be from neighboring universes and planes of reality, and often mistake Foundation personnel to be pieces of performance art. All instances are immune to the anomalous effects of the art pieces within 4149. -2 is a tall bipedal sloth-like entity that identifies as Professor Zorkanov. 4149-2 appears to be the curator of the museum and is found walking around the museum and discussing pieces. Okay, so, do we have any problems here, or is it just a cool art gallery? I do like art galleries, although I don't like anomalies we have to contain, so if it's more easily contained, then maybe I don't mind as much. Maybe it's worth a trip. The sloths. Interesting. All right, well, it seems like a silly place, and it's a safe class, so we don't have to work too hard. I don't have a problem with that. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. starts playing I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty over the Site 42 PA system. This is for morale boost of staff, I promise. No, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You could chain me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Nice. Dr. Sherman, I just had my coffee and noticed a little bit of a small peanut. I looked away and it's gone. What do I do? You're saying there was like a miniature SCP-173? I think I've heard of that before. But it just, you know, it squeezes your finger, so you don't have to worry about it. It's basically a site pet. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, I know I'm not a scientist, but I think I might have figured out a way for 999 to reproduce. It just needs to mature, and then it will reproduce asexually like an amoeba. That is not a far-fetched idea, and that's part of why we are raising the little goo boy to see what it turns into. I mean, there's some people who thinks that 999 is going to conquer the Scarlet King when it grows up, so we got to keep it safe just in case that's true. Let's see. SCP. So, who is that in the chat asking? Scarlet Fox, intern Scarlet Fox, I am dropping you a link. This is the Department of Mythology and Folkloristics. I have a feeling they're going to give you a solid grip on the kind of anomalies you want. As well, I will drop this post from RSCP, which lists a long line of anomalies that are based on folklore. So grab those two links and enjoy yourself. Sheeny, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. What are the chat rules again? I forgot what they are and can't find them. Rule 0, don't be a dick. We don't talk about Dr. Bright because of the actions of Dr. Bright's author and mostly being erased from the SCP community because of which. And don't spam emojis. Limit of 4 emojis per message unless you are a member, and then you're allowed to spam the Site 42 custom emojis all you want. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, how would you personally use SCP-3270? Well, let me pull up SCP-3270 and take a look. How would I personally use the painting that turns you into a cat? I wouldn't use the painting that turns you into a cat because I don't want to be a cat. Meanwhile, I agree with the end of the interview of the person who was turned into a cat by it. What is your opinion on SCP-3270? It ruined my life. I meant the artistic quality of SCP-3270. Oh, yeah. I guess it's cute. Scarlet Fox, I see that you cannot copy those links. Unfortunate. All I did was use Google to search SCP folklore, and those posts came right up. So you should be good. How in the avocado fuck is SCP-999 one of the Scarlet King's sons? That is, I forget who posited that, but it is a very common headcanon in the SCP universe. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Floating in midair, what's it like to be captured? I think I'm going to have Clef to catch this reality bender. That'll get the job done. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. But you could use 3270 on others. When I said I personally didn't mean on yourself, silly, so how would you use it? Well, I mean, the only way to use it is, I guess, to use it on people who either... The only ways to ethically use it are to use it on your enemies who don't want to be cats, because you are trying to get them disarmed, although then they would have claws. But still, they would be less threatening as a cat than they would as a human being. And on top of which, you could use it to turn people who wanted to be cats into cats. You could start a business where they will you all of their finances, and in return, you turn them into a cat, I guess. How long does it take to turn into a cat? You undergo various physical mental changes over the course of several months. So, that is, So, you know, it's not even very good as a weapon because they're not going to turn into cats over a long time. So, I don't find a lot of use for it besides just, exposing people who want to be cats, I guess, as a thing they like. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. What will you do to Human X Wolf Anomaly, not me? The answer is always contain it. The answer is always contain it. The art block is blocking me. I can't draw anything. How depressing. You should draw something completely random and small and easy to draw to inspire the block to fall brick by brick. And if I may suggest something at random to draw, I would suggest SCP-4051. A little stick figure of a guy with a portal, pulling things out of a portal to do fights. Now you're thinking with portals. J, thank you for donating again. Would you like to be a... No, I would not like to be one of the thing. Insane. Dr. Sherman, what do you think about SCP-4999? I find it nice, especially since I lost my nanny a few months ago, so it hits home for me. Well, I am immediately frustrated by any anomaly that cannot be contained, so that's going to color my judgment. I am not a fan of anomalies that cannot be contained. I find it very frustrating. And to follow that up, I guess it seems like a nice enough guy, although I don't approve of smoking. Shark Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a lava cake on your way past the commissary. Could SCP-682 be transmutated if it isn't harmed? Yes, but it always transmutates back. It doesn't permanently stay that way. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again, although I think you're talking to someone else. I think you can look at what the treatment is like based on what the treatment is for your answer. I don't know what that means. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Homin bodies are delicious, right? 429. I think that's the wrong anomaly you're talking to. 682 versus clown milk. Usually when 682 ingests poisons, it ejects the part of its body that's infected so that it can maintain its livelihood. So that doesn't work. It's like when we attacked it with the the contagious crystal. It just kind of shot off that part of itself. Dog Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a bowl of water on your way past the commissary. Transmission from unknown source. Cool. Sheeny, thank you for your first donation of the day, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a spot of tea on your way past the commissary. I'm not sure if anyone's tried this yet, but do you think if we play metal, we can get the tree to scream along? Well, it seems like a fairly low-pressure test, so I wouldn't mind it being added to the documentation. Yeah, low budget, low risk. I don't mind. Jason, thank you for donating again. I accidentally made the paper stars glow. Why is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? See, is what you get when you mess with anomalies. It's unpredictable. Why don't you, I don't know, stop doing that? Delta999, thank you for donating the first time today, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a ration on your way past the commissary. Can the Foundation create universes? I have a follow-up question. I don't doubt that there's some universes created in some sense by a Foundation anomaly. And in fact, I know that we can, from the pataphysics division, create multiple universes at a lower pataphysical level than ours, because that's just writing a story. And when you write a story, a new universe is created, technically speaking, except if you know how to manipulate pataphysical layers, then you can go into that story, or go to the story above yours, go to the people writing your story sometimes. It all depends. What if we turned SCP-055 into a cat? We were told they are already one, so either they cat or they uncat. What are you talking about? We don't have a 055 in the documents. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Static glitching. Russian, good luck, my friend. Site 42 staff, I would like to announce congratulations to you. You have hit more likes than viewers. You have done so in the 1 hour and 10 minute range, so congratulations to you. Now remember, keep hitting that like button, because maybe we can get twice or even 3 times as many likes as viewers. That's all the more to bring people into the SCP fandom, kicking and screaming if we have to. Delta999, thank you for donating for your follow-up question. Can we use creative universes as a power source? Well, if we could do that, it would be very, very convenient, but I don't think we're pulling a Rick Sanchez anytime soon, or Pataphysics would have told us about it and won the Foundation Star for the year. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Sorry, I somehow left out the word my in the part that was supposed to be to use my treatment, meaning using how you treat me as an example of how human wolf people are treated. Well, yes. Human wolf anomalies go in the box, but with good behavior, you get some benefits, as with all anomalies that we contain. Doctor, I think my cat is an SCP. Don't give him what he wants, start screaming. A couple of minutes screaming later, he'll try to kill himself by eating soft plastics. Should I put an entry into the SCP Wiki? Well, we already have a lot of anomalous cats. If I go to SCP cats, I mean, besides the obvious SCP-529, if I go to the feline tag, there are 98 anomalous cats in the SCP database. So, I mean, your cat might already be logged in the database, but that depends on if your cat is contained by the Foundation. If your cat is not contained by the Foundation, it's not going to be on the database, nor should it be. But if it is contained by the Foundation, then you will be there. Clown Milk Jesus is real. Clown Milk Jesus can hurt you. Intern Parker, you stop it. You're scaring the cadets. Esther, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. Sheeny, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. Congratulations on your upgraded service. Kat asks, can I drink clown milk? I'd say if you want to die, but the Gen Z humor these days is, oh, but what if I want to die? So if I say that, I'm just going to get a response back. So I don't know. This cat is a Muay Thai kitty, through and through. He's always ready for a spar. He doesn't play with toys, but he will clinch you and tear your arms to shreds. Your arms are off. No, it isn't. It's just a flesh wound. You have to let one Keter into the world. Which Keter do you let out? Keter anomalies that I would feel safe letting loose. There's so many. So I'm sitting here on a whole group of anomalies. Do any of these, to me, feel like they'd be safe to release? Oh, definitely can't let 2006 out. See, I'm doing you the favor and not talking about ones that are uncontained because I feel like that would be cheating. There are plenty of uncontained Keters that, you know, they're already in the world, so what could be worse? But no, I'm giving you good faith and I'm going to pick one that is actually contained. Because if I said 4999, well, that'd be cheating. We're not even containing that Keter entity. No, that would ruin lives if we let that one out. There's so many anomalies that are Keter, but which one's the right one to release? That'll kill the least people, not breach secrecy. Don't want the world to end. Ah, damn it, that one's uncontained. Ah, that would have been a good one because it was a nice guy. I came across SCP-5886, which is the Ballad of Jim Biggio. It's a kid named Jim Biggio who has super speed like the Flash, but he's a nice kid. So, or it's a nice kid. Sorry, proper pronoun parlance. I know. So many Keters. Too many Keters. Man, I don't want to have to open these up to see what they are. I mean, 4040 is a sinkhole. So it's not like we can move the sinkhole, but I guess we're not containing it because we are keeping people from falling into the sinkhole. You know what? I need to get back to the chat, so I'm picking one at random. Let's, what are you? It is a subterranean complex of indeterminate size accessible through a series of abandoned industrial facilities throughout the United States of America. Okay, so it's an underground tunnel system. So that doesn't count because it's not something we can release. It's just a bunch of buildings that we keep people from going into. Damn it. What about this one? No, Jason, we are not releasing 035. Not a chance. Keter presumed neutralized. Damn it! Give me something that's not going to end the world. Currently uncontained. Damn it! Wait, what? Which one was that? No. Dionysus? The Olympian? Huh. Wasn't expecting that. "6932 is a man of Asian descent, appearing to be 50 to 60 years of age, though supplemental material suggests that it is much older. Despite its apparent age, witnesses have reported it to be in excellent physical condition due to its frequent use of martial arts. 6932 possesses the ability to control a pocket dimension that has variable temporality much faster than normal. The effect has been known to cause anywhere from 24 hours to 6 months to pass inside. This is a martial arts dojo anomaly holding guy with a pocket dimension that lets you time travel and learn martial arts? What the hell? We have a guy for this? You're kidding me. You can go into its pocket dimension and learn a bunch of martial arts and come back out. 6932 is a hyperbaric time chamber or hyperbolic time chamber. Is it hyperbaric or hyperbolic? I forget the parlance. It only teaches the homeless or orphans. Okay. Well, you know, I'm going to say that one because it's just teaching people martial arts. No one will believe there's a pocket dimension. And I do enjoy more martial artists in the world. I think it's good to have physical disciplines in your life for coordination and health purposes. You know, I teach ballroom dancing, which is like martial arts, but not trying to hurt people. And so, yeah. Okay, so there we go. We can release 6932 to the wild and call it done. Fine with it. All right, let me catch up on the donos. I've been gone a minute on that longer question. And we can turn off the epic music since I've stopped trying to figure that out. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Demon takes happy pills, breathes out sleep gas. Sounds like a Poppy Playtime anomaly. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. What about 1048? Absolutely not! The Builder Bear needs to be locked down immediately after what it's done. Ugh. Fetus Bear. Gross. Mr. Salty, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a blueberry waffle on your way past the commissary. What would a cross test between 705 and 387 look like? Well, let's have a look. You said 705. Militaristic Play-Doh. And 387. The living Legos versus the militaristic Play-Doh. So, just checking. So they gain the knowledge of a Abrams tank. Very fun. And by fun, I mean that very sarcastically. All right, so they will fight. Militaristic Play-Doh. So the answer is 387, the living Legos, are a far more dangerous anomaly than 705, the militaristic Play-Doh. Therefore, you, just the ability to use the tanks and stuff like that takes you to a higher level of anomalous force overall. So if there was a battle, I believe 387 would take the victory. Lockjaw, thank you for donating. I don't remember if this is your first one or last one, but either way, why don't you grab yourself some pixie sticks at the commissary just in case. SCP-1799 versus SCP-999. Well, I know what 999 is, so what's 1799? Mr. Laugh. Ironically so. Do 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 do. Ah, yes, the interview with Dr. Gears. So I think that wouldn't be a very much of a cross test because 999, doesn't have a face or a mouth, so it wouldn't be very much laughing more than its little gurgling voice. But hopefully it could work a little bit for 1799's depression. Ah, Mexi Dragon, thank you for being in the chat today. Everybody who sees the Clown Milk Jesus thumbnail for today's stream, you can thank Mexi Dragon for that. Silent Follower, thank you for donating for the first time today, I believe, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some chicken soup on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, doesn't Keter mean it's difficult to contain? I want to make sure I remember correctly. That's right. Safe means if you put it in a box, it stays there. Euclid means that it's a little harder to contain unless we actively contain it. And Keter means that we have to work pretty hard to contain it, and possibly it's uncontained. You see, before we got very thorough in our containment complexities as we moved up as a community, it used to be just Safe, Euclid, and Keter. And piggybacking off of that, Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. I just looked at 343. Why is it labeled safe when it can't be contained? Because some Foundation researchers are filthy suck-ups. They think that 343 is just a nice guy, and it's God, and it's just a chill dude that hangs out willingly. And so they don't care, and they label it safe like it's not going to do anything, like it doesn't have the power to end everything. So, yeah. I think the people writing that documented are infected with something 343 gave them. You notice that the one person in that site who questioned the godhood of 343 was disappeared from existence? Yeah, I thought so. Shark Jumping Walrus, thank you for your 2-month membership message. This is why I prefer Euclid and or safe anomalies. Yes, I prefer them when they stay in their boxes, please. Eriscupido, thank you for donating again. Swear to God, playing with my cat Dexter, fitting name, you hear carpet tearing noises due to my forearms being nothing but scar tissue at this point. Scar tissue that I wish you saw. Oh, gotta miss to know it all. Close my eyes and I kiss you, cause with the blood to shed. With the blood to shed, it's a lonely view. Shark Boy, thank you for donating again. I'm currently at Site 19. Do you know anything to do? You're gonna get in a lot of trouble if you stay there. You should basically turn yourself into security before you get caught up in some of the tomfoolery that gets going on over there. Dog Boy, thank you for donating again. Second transmission from unknown source. Please help us. He's coming. Please. Loud laughing can be heard. Laughing sounds glitchy. Well, that is bad for whoever that is and from where. Do we have a trace on that signal yet? Desk is in the chat. The desk has arriveth. Andy, thank you for reminding me there's a Ko-Fi dono. Reminder to those in the chat, if you donate through Ko-Fi, it's a longer way to do it, but YouTube does not take 30% of that, and Apple doesn't take another like 10 to 30% of your donation. So a lot more of it comes through on the Ko-Fi side, despite the effort it takes. So it doesn't matter which way you go. I'm just letting you know how it works. Andy, thank you for donating through Ko-Fi. Grab yourself your own coffee on your way past the commissary. Quit eating vegetation with the Foundation and come drink sweet tea with the GOC. I hate that it's a catchy motto, even though it's wrong. Quit eating vegetation with the Foundation. Vegetation is healthy, damn it. Sweet tea will give you the beatus. Take care of your health and work with a wealth of talent at the Foundation. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Doctor, can you think of any ways to utilize SCP-3388? I have a feeling I remember this anomaly. No, I was wrong. Cthulhu, eh? Cthulhu. It is a moon cactus capable of physical manipulation of any and all physical objects within a 7-meter radius. So it can communicate through manipulation of electronic devices. The cactus is killing people. I would send it as a present to a diplomat that I wanted assassinated. Because it's just a friendly cactus, right? Wrong. I guess that's what I would do with that. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for donating again. You're asking about the story, and I will tell you they were made by Dr. Wondertainment. And he was going to kill the centipede because of his unstable genes, but they all escaped. Okay, it's a Wondertainment. So these are like toy arthropod robot things? Huh. And so set 4 more of them on to catch the 5th one. Maybe one of them escaped and Wondertainment made more to go get it? I don't know. Well, you're saying they all escaped. Okay. So in that case, I guess how did we contain them then, I guess is the question. Or are they like battling out in the desert where we can't catch them or something? Andy, thank you for donating again. Why would you eat vegetation with the Foundation or drink tea with the GOC when you can eat chicken tenders with the Shark Punch Center? This is getting elaborate. At least the Shark Punching Center is entertaining. I like them better than I like the GOC. Mr. Salty, thank you for donating again. Would the UIU and Parawatch make a good team? The UI useless alone is already laughable. But now you're saying team them up with Parawatch? A bunch of nerds writing on a social forum on the internet about spooky things that may or may not exist? I can't think of a more useless group to team up with. And that says nothing about the metaphysical, pataphysical nature of the Foundation in any way, shape, or form at all. Guaranteed. Dog Boy, thank you for donating again. Transmission source cannot be found at this time. Well, keep looking. It sounds like someone's in trouble, and there might be an anomaly present. It'd be good to know. Herman Fuller, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Why don't you go get some cotton candy from the commissary, since you killed your source of cotton candy, you bastard? Schwormy Wormy, my boy. Fuller here again. Can't believe you finally found Clown Milk Jesus. I lost him ages ago. You're just a saint. Gojo VR, thank you for subscribing and joining staff. We appreciate that. And I'm not surprised that Clown Milk Jesus is one of yours. You're the premier source of clown milk, and the anomalous community. And just so you know, you're not getting it back. If it's contained, it goes in a box and it stays there. So, there's that. Great. Site 42 has its own personal GZI now. Great. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Drink water like the depressed houseplant that you are, lol. I will drink coffee, and that has water in it. Present Mike, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a milkshake on your way past the commissary. Do you have any control the weather SCPs? It all of a sudden started storming here with strong winds, thunder, lightning, and lost power. I need 999 scared. I guess you're panicking a little bit because of the situation. Weather control. Let's see. (1948) is a bird that alters the temperature and wind flow around the area at will. And it doesn't create extreme conditions. So that would tell me that if we sent that anomaly to you, it would turn its location's weather pleasant. So, yeah, that sounds like a win-win scenario there. Oh, no. Apparently some people are worshiping it and doing human sacrifices for it. Okay. Maybe we should be, careful. Just make sure said milkshake does not bring any boys to the yard. We don't have amnestics to be wasting like that. Yes, if it is an anomalous milkshake, please return it to the commissary and receive a non-anomalous milkshake, please. Good advice, Sheeny. Andy, thank you for donating through the YouTube chat this time. Eating something bland with the serpent's hand. Oh, you're still going. And yes, at least it's not a good thing to be working with the snakes, after all. Frickin' hippies. Jason, thank you for donating again. The signal will be found so fast, I just made sure of it. Hallelujah. Track them down. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, your personal feelings about 7269. Let me delete some of these many tabs I have open and see what a 7269 is. Designation given to a space of 30 by 30 by 30 meters located 16 kilometers south of Pátzcuaro, Michoacán. 7269 anomalous properties begin to manifest as an individual walks into the area. Individuals entering the zone will experience a gradual shrinking in size relative to the environment. Said shrinking is proportional to the distance walked into the zone. At 10 meters, the average human being will be between 1.5 and 2 millimeters tall. At this point, no further shrinking will occur. So you get to that 20 meter by 20 meter area, and you are now between 1.5 and 2 millimeters tall. Shrinking also applies to clothes, materials, processed foods, tools, technology, and everything. Arthropods are able to enter and exit the area without any change. Oh, great. So you would have to fight scorpions. Wonderful. Well, I don't like bugs or scorpions or arthropods of any kind, so I do not want to see some that are bigger than me. So, I personally hate it. I think the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids aspect is pretty fun, but only if we can keep arthropods out of there. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Have candy with me in 999 instead of sweet tea with the GOC or chicken nuggets with the shark punching people. I even play good music. Sounds like the right thing to do. Frogman, thank you for your first donation of the day. Make sure to grab yourself some horchata on your way past the commissary. Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Pets make me calm. I may be something dangerous. Noted for future pacification procedures. Dog Boy, thank you for donating again. Transmission on, no. Ha, 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 ha. You shall all know me soon enough. Ha, 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 ha. Transmission error. Please reboot the system. Well, because I didn't hear the signal, I don't know if this voice was as funny as I just made it sound. Hopefully it's funny and not terrifying. Let's get a trace on that. Billy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a ice cream sundae on your way past the commissary. Hey, I played a Minecraft mod SCP related, and one SCP was lanky and hunched over with a long face. It smiled and was passive until it hit, and it creates clones, but the numbers don't match. Which one is it? Lanky, hunched over, long face, creates clones when hit. I do not know of an anomaly like that. I am a... But I could... Oh, Lord, this is going to take forever, because I know what I have to do. I have to go into the tags, and let's go arthropod, because there aren't that many. There's only 40 arthropod SCPs. And now I need to go to first in the R section. Reproductive, no. Reptile, no. Required, researcher. Okay, so that's not there. That means it's in the S's for self-replicating. Semiotic, self-replicating. So there are 230 self-replicating anomalies on the SCP database. So it could be any one of those. I would check the tags and do a little exploring. Frogman, thank you for donating again. Eating cod with the Church of the Broken God. You know, that reminds me of something funny. I recently played Nier Automata for the first time. And at one point, there's a gag mission, a gag ending, where there are no humans left. It's all replicants. And one of the replicants finds a fish. And as an experiment, they want you to eat the fish to see what it does. And eating the fish kills you because you're an android. You shouldn't be eating fish. And so it's a gag ending. And so, honestly, I don't think the Church of the Broken God would be eating cod. I think it would be bad for their robotic biology. All right, I made a silly animation, really small and probably inaccurate, of the 4051 pulling out a sword. Junior Researcher Sally, that sounds kind of dope. Did you put this somewhere I can find it? Well, I went to check the Discord server's art channel just in case that the animation was posted there. but I didn't find it in the fan art section because the first thing I saw was honestly a kind of glorious image of hot Sherman Miku. Let there be peace. Let me take this here. And the Forest Eyes presents to you Hot Sherman Miku. Oh, that's pretty good. That's... Okay, now I'm going to look at the animation that Sally just posted. So this is SCP-4051, your friendly neighborhood Keter, pulling a sword out of a portal. And of course, when you pull out a big anime sword and you're not used to carrying them, it doesn't go well. Sally, that is wonderful. I am glad that you made such a thing. I am glad to have inspired such a thing. And I hope it helps you for breaking down your art block a little bit. Gotta go, Sherms. Thanks for streaming. Silly Silver, happy to do it. Glad you had fun. We'll see you at the next one. Hear me out, Shermiku. Okay, coming back to the chat. I'd rather sit on a beehive than work at the GOC dive. Hell yeah, desk. Preach. Dr. Sherman, there's another Ko-Fi Dono. You got it. Refresh so I don't miss it. Last one. Eating a parcel of starters and quark with Marshall, Carter, and Dark. Wow. Eating a parcel of starters and quark with Marshall, Carter, and Dark. I just... You are fighting for your life to get these done. And there's so many groups of interest. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Only thing that stops bugs, all bugs, from taking over the world is size. If bugs were human-sized, every creature on Earth would be screwed. Yeah, I agree completely. I hate that. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating twice in a row. Eating clown milk cheeses, clown milk cheeses. That is with clown milk cheeses, by the way. You people with your insane anomalous biologies. I need to make a Sherbet the Frog drawing right now. Good luck, Intern 10EA. I look forward to seeing it. Whew! Okay, that was a lot. Real quick, let me check something. This may or may not be a good idea, but... All right, wait, I gotta come over here first. Into here. Oh, okay, give me a second. This is just, I thought it was gonna crash the stream for a second, but it's not crashing the stream. It's fine, it's fine. Let's try something real quick. Just give me a second. I'm just running a quick test. Yep, okay, that did what I expected it to do. One more thing. And it's down here. I really need to update this a little bit. And in honor of desk, okay, there we go. Save. There, I've done a little secret task that people will discover later. Amy Reaper, thank you for gifting a Site42 membership. The battle against white names continues. And if you got that Amy Reaper donation membership, you should make sure to thank them. Tachikoma, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for being a member. What do you think of SCP-5991? Who asked that? Intern Sloth, we talk about Vorjesus all the time around here. Vorjesus is a popular subject of conversation here at Site42 and a very interesting anomaly to be sure. Lance, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a cherry cola on your way past the commissary. I have a proposal. It will either end horribly or well. If we merge SCP and Helldivers, we deploy 682 onto planets that need liberating, and just let 682 clear the planets one by one. I like the ideas you're having, but unfortunately that one's not going to roll. You see, 682 hates us specifically. It would rather team up with the other anomalous races to destroy us. That is not a way to go, trust me. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Turns in homework. Head pats, please. Pat, pat, pat. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, what are your thoughts on SCP-3291? Well, let's look up what 3291 is and see if I have thoughts. Ah, the database is taking its time again. So while that's loading, Sheeny, thank you for donating 10 memberships. Hot damn. The battle against the white names continues. Green name supremacy is at hand. Hey, can I have SCP-096 for a day, please? Obviously, request denied. Terrible jokes in honor of today's stream part 3. My friend told me a joke about milk once, but I heard a butter joke than this. Wow. Okay. You guys are getting aggressive with these badness of jokes now. Honestly, a Jesus-themed theme park with no one but others who have managed to eat unseasoned Bibles sounds chill. Well, intern string, it would be chill because there would be not a lot of people there. Eating uncondimented Bibles is not a common hobby, to be sure. Now, 3291. Ah, you have finally loaded, so I can answer Eriscupido's question. So we have we have special containment procedures, but there's the description. Anomalous strain of flowers do not bear fruit while in the dormant phase. However, they do bear flowers. If a flower from 3291 is used in the construction of a wedding bouquet, the wedding event used will trigger a 3291-AX scenario. Begins as a standard wedding from which the flowers are used in the wedding bouquet. Consists of 6 phases. If you kill the bride, you can end the event. Jesus. Specifically, since we're on the subject, I'm going to say I was calling out to Vor Jesus for that one, SCP-5991. The bouquet will cause additional flowers in the bouquet to become a deep shade of red or become pure white. All other colors are eliminated from the bouquet. Hair of the bride also starts to take on a reddish hue. All subjects present at the event are unaware of any odd behavior by this point. Phase 2, the individual presiding over the ceremony will not read the traditional wedding speech, but instead recite verses Solomon 8:6 through 8:7. The verse will be spoken in Hebrew, even if the individual has no prior knowledge of the language. The bridesmaids will approach the bride and begin tearing at her dress and clothing until she is completely nude. While this is occurring, gathered spectators will begin constructing makeshift crucifixes out of available materials. Don't like where this is going. Spectators will then proceed to strip and crucify all bridesmaids in a circular pattern around the bride and groom. The wrists will be slit during this process. Phase 4, all spectators will kneel before the groom and the bride with their heads lowered and hands clasped together. A weapon matching the description of a varied Jericho sword of unknown composition will manifest, and the presiding individual will present it to the groom, who will then use it to slit the throat of the individual. The groom will then disembowel all spectators, beginning with the bride's family and then his own. The groom will present his left hand to the bride, who will then consume his left ring finger, after which the groom will slit his left wrist and then stab himself in the heart. And at the final phase, an unknown figure, deemed -3, will rise out of the collected pool of blood as if ascending a flight of stairs. -3 appears to be a male humanoid with a bulky physique that stands approximately 1.8 meters. Ethnicity cannot be determined, as all known records of this entity show him coated head to toe in blood. The demon will then boink the bride. Once finished, the bride will spontaneously combust, causing a fire that will quickly spread to consume everything in the immediate area. The fire will last for 2 hours before it burns itself out, leaving behind nothing but a layer of fine ash. If left undisturbed for approximately 1 month after this event, a new grove of the anomalous flower will begin to grow. I think my personal opinion is shit's wild, bro. Shit's wild. I think that's about all I got to say to that. Harris Scupido, thank you for donating again. We'll say this on behalf of everyone. Thank you for Pat. Okay. Hey, we have fellow researchers. You should check out 2718, wholesome and totally not a cognitohazard. You lying sack of intern bile. You monster. No, 2718 is horrible. Do not trust that monster. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. What are your thoughts on 3250? Well, what I know about 3250 is it's an incredibly long article. And I have not read it because it's part of the Anti-Memetics Division storyline. And I've been waiting to read that from... Is that not the Anti-Memetic one? Am I thinking of a different one? Or am I thinking of a different one? Now I'm second guessing myself because I'm seeing Jesus Fried Chicken. Okay, I had my numbers screwed up, I guess. Jesus Fried Chicken. Perceptual anomaly affecting individuals who have consumed pressure-cooked fried chicken seasoned with Kentucky Fried Chicken's proprietary 11 secret herbs and spices. For a period of time after consumption, people affected by the anomaly will perceive depiction as Jesus as being altered to resemble American businessman and restaurateur Colonel Harlan David Sanders. So all depictions of Jesus turn into Colonel Sanders in your perception for 72 hours at maximum. My personal opinion on this is confusion. No, it's not Chicken Jesus. It makes everyone who sees Jesus after eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, it turns the Jesus into Colonel Sanders. So you think Colonel Sanders is Jesus, I guess, for a while. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Again, you are all welcome for forgotten SCPs. Lol, we're bringing them back all right. Low Quality Arbiter, thank you for donating for the first time today's stream. Get yourself a Shasta on your way past the commissary. The Covenant have entered this chat. Oh boy. I hope the universe where they're involved is going a little more peacefully than what I've seen from those games. Pink Boy, thank you for donating for the first time to today's stream. Grab yourself a Hot Pocket on your way past the commissary. Thoughts on 5232? Great Pride article. 5232. Let's pull it up and let it load on that mega slow SCP Wiki database today. Roses in her eyes. Oh, my thoughts on this were recently done because we did this for the Site 42 Pride article, I think a week or so or two ago. So yeah, that was one of our gay homework days. I think it's a very cute article. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a nice little thing. And honestly, I think we should open up that website to members of the Foundation staff more often. And that reminds me, here we are, time check at the 2-hour mark. It's time for gay homework. That's right, this is Site 42's Pride Fest. Different from the SCP Wiki's Pride Fest, which is also cool, but we just decided to do our own SCP Foundation highlighting of LGBTQ-related articles. So, for yesterday's Pride homework, I asked you to read a tale called I Don't Get It, But I'll Figure It Out. I Don't Get It, But I'll Figure It Out stars Tim Wilson and Phaowyn Wilson, both characters from Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. And so, as someone so plainly put it yesterday in chat after they read it, because it's a pretty short article, I Don't Get It, But I'll Figure It Out is a bit of a stereotypical article. It is about a coming out as trans to a parent and them not quite understanding. But thankfully, in this case, the father is a kind, if not befuddled, person. And therefore, even though they don't handle it the best way they could, they do their best to handle it the best way they could. And it turns out to be a happy end overall. And, of course, it's just nice to see one of these stories turn out well. You know the Foundation verse. Everything is horrible all the time, so it's nice when we get a situation that just ends in a simple nicety. But on top of that, just like I did with Icky, the magical clown from Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting, I pulled this up because I wanted to introduce you guys to Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. Now, after Tim Wilson, spoiler alert, I believe passes away, Phaowyn Wilson takes over Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, the Anomalous Animal Reserve. And so, if you're unfamiliar with Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, it's basically a very chill Anomalous Animal Preserve in Boring, Oregon. Not Gravity Falls, Oregon, although I'm sure they're neighbors. But you're looking at a group that handles low security anomalous animals and other entities that are able to be kept in a volunteer zoological setting. The foundation actually has an agreement with them to allow them to operate freely as long as they keep doing the job of containing the anomalous. And so if you want something that is a little bit relaxing, a little bit not so hardcore in the SCP universe, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions is a great little group of interest with very down-to-earth stories and anomalies. It has very Steve Irwin vibes, if that's the kind of vibe you're looking for. And so that was your gay homework for yesterday. But now the question becomes, what is the gay homework for today? And today's gay homework, I am taking you to a simple, short, and sweet SCP. This is SCP-3540, titled, Don't Queer the Reaper. SCP-3540, Don't Queer the Reaper. And don't worry about this one when it comes to content warnings. This is guaranteed just chillin' vibes. I cannot think of something you would need a content warning here, except for the concept of death itself. But yes, that is all I will give you. No spoilers, because it's a pretty down-to-earth article. 3540 is today's Site 42 Pride highlight, otherwise known as gay homework. So enjoy that. We'll chat about it tomorrow, and we'll have some more gay homework then. And that was at the 2-hour mark for the time check. So here we are with 1 hour left in the stream, everyone. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating twice in a row. Doctor, your thoughts on 3030 scares the fuck out of me. Well, let's go look at 330. And while that's loading, you also asked about 1693, which I will pull up and start loading. And while those load, Ash Lover, thank you for donating again. Got those glasses to see me yet? Hi, SCP-429-J. There is no SCP-429-J here. I'm a little confused. So, 330. Take only 2. A candy bowl. And if you take more than 2, doesn't it cut your hands off? Yeah. So, take only 2. It's an easy rule to follow. And we at the Foundation, we like following rules. So, please, it's that easy just to not... You saw nothing. Take more than you're supposed to. Bob, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Meanwhile, 1693, infectious dementia. Oh, I hate this. I hate this based on title alone. It's an orally infectious form of Alzheimer's disease. The physical nature of the infection is currently unknown. Other potential infection vectors, such as nonverbal communication, are currently unknown. The efficacy of amnestics as a method of inoculation or cure is unknown. Incubation period is unknown, but hypothesized to be in the 3 to 5 minutes following initial exposure. Huh. Well, I hate the idea of contagious dementia, that's for sure. There's this document at the bottom that for some reason I don't have clearance to open. That's peculiar. I have pretty high clearance. But okay, so 1693, there's something here I'm not allowed to see, but interesting. Huh. Long story short, I hate the idea of contagious dementia. That freaks me out. Intern Sloth, for your information, this song is Fearless First by Kevin MacLeod from the album Purple Galaxy. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Takes one. Is this okay? Yes. The rule is you can only take two. So as long as you're not taking more than two, you're fine. Now, for those of you in the chat who agree with me, contagious dementia sounds fucking horrible. I would suggest seeing if you have the clearance to see the bottom documentation. I don't have the clearance, which is weird, but maybe you'll find something there. Usually I can even get into 05 classified files. Pretend I didn't say that. Nope, I didn't say anything. Your shirt reminds me of those Greek potteries. Does it? Yep, I just got this at a vintage shop, so this was a nice find. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. But what if you don't know the bowl is 330? You go to a place that has a bowl of chocolate you can eat, mates, meeting, etc., and then boom, no hands. Sounds like you should follow the rule and only take what you're allowed to. I mean, if that kid from Undertale took only what they were allowed to, they would have had a lot less trouble as well. Their rules are there for a reason. You gotta have faith. The images on Dr. Sherman's shirt are about to dance and sing about Hercules. Dinner and a show? Oh, let's put that where it should be. Thank you, Desk, for the link. Was the vintage shop on site? Yeah, it's over in Shopping District C. So head over to District C, you'll find the vintage shop. It's got a great, beautiful pink floral awning, and there you'll be able to get what you need. I'm having a little bit of a browser issue. Give me a moment. Bum bum bum. Bum bum ba da dum. Ba dum bum. Bum bum. And we're back online. Blood Reaper, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. We have shopping districts on site. I really should have taken the tour during orientation. Listen, if we're not going to let you go back to civilization except for very rare day trips, we've got to do what we can to make this place feel like home. There are a lot of Foundation sites that you get like hidden in an urban area, so they have like a skyscraper with multiple floors, and the floors have assigned business to do. Meanwhile, you end up with different layouts depending on the site and location. We are located in BFE, and so we have the space to sprawl out, disguise the upper level on the ground level as a college campus with many buildings and parking garages in different places. And we're able to go from building to building, and then underneath, everything goes down levels and levels and levels and levels. So the problem is, I understand most of you just stay in the top side offices, or many of you stay in the basement so much, it's hard to go everywhere. But yeah, take a walk around the site on your day off. You might find something interesting. You sound like MatPat, not gonna lie. I get that a lot. It's the theater kid in both of us. Hey, Dr. Sherman, did I ever tell you about the time I stole milk that someone had left by their window? It was legendary. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Wiki server speed is buns. Absolutely, Kisp Tuber. Yes, the wiki is acting up today for sure. Frustratingly so. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Doctor, do you think you can reply somehow to SCP-5849? First, I would have to see what it is. $5849. And now we wait for it to load, which takes forever today. Dead letter arrival. Object class Cernanos. Footnote, can be functionally contained, but the Foundation cannot achieve this for logistical and or ethical reasons. SCP-5849 is an unidentified postal service worker with a pair of Answer Ceruleans, commonly known as snow goose wings, on its back, wearing a post hat whose upper band emits a dim light. 5849 occasionally manifests before mailboxes to deliver letters. These manifestation events are preceded by a sudden bright light. The handwriting in the letters is identical to that of deceased individuals who died from sudden or unnatural causes and have recently become estranged from friends and family. All manifestations of 5849 uniformly occur a few days after the passing of the deceased. Witnesses of the manifestation stated they had no recollection of the event. The content often includes anecdotes and stories related to the recipient that seem to be written as reconciliation attempts. The letters may additionally have typos and smudges as if they've been recently written. After reading the contents of the letter, recipients have reported feelings of relieved guilt, thankfulness, and often profound sadness. And then the entity appeared to Site 23 to deliver a letter. The handwriting did not match any records and is assumed to be written by 5849 itself. I came to bring consolement. I wish you the same. It has yet to appear after this incident. The possibility of neutralization is not excluded. So I guess I can't respond to it because it's, like, gone? Huh. I wonder what happened there. Nevermore, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a kebab on your way past the commissary. I recognize the bodies in the water. I want to go. Security to Nevermore's office. Intern Nevermore's office security. Amnestics are needed. Stat. Which kind of sucks because it seems like it was trying to do good. Well, yes, Sheeny, that is true, but as you know, here at the Foundation, it doesn't matter if an anomaly is beneficial, it needs to go in the box. Normalcy is what's important, not good vibes for the universe. Zerdrin, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member, and you missed last Sunday. I'm disappointed in you. Was there a Sunday at the commissary? Dang it. I must have fallen asleep. Frogman just read 3540. It's pretty good. Glad to hear you're doing your homework very efficiently. Congratulations on that. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating. The document at the bottom of 1693 is a letter from Jake Williamson. Okay, who is this Jake Williamson guy? Why is he writing letters? And why is it locked under such a secure code at the bottom of an SCP document? Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. The letter, not the entity. My bad for not clarifying. Do you think one can reply somehow? Oh, do you think someone could reply to the letters? Well, it doesn't seem to ever take a letter. It only ever seems to deliver a letter. So my guess is that there is not a response protocol for that anomaly. Not that we'll get to test it anymore. But considering the way that the letters have typos and smudges, the smudges I'm assuming are wet from tears, that is possibly the anomaly, the anomalously dead person communicating to the living, and maybe that's enough to satiate this post office worker. You saw nothing. Dog boy. What? Google Play's fraud detection thing went off because I sent too many supers, and now I can't send the last one I was wanting to send. That's rude of Google Play. Huh. I did not know they had such security features. Please, I want to be let out of my containment. I'm just a fish. You are a fish talking on a live stream chat. You are obviously anomalous. Even though it's not really canon, do you know about SCP-5162? I mean, Davis. I'm unfamiliar with that by name. And what do you mean non-canon? What happened to the back end in Alphabet servers? Thought that would prevent it. Me too, Edward, but I don't know what's happening there. We might have to talk to our liaison at Alphabet again. Who asked about this? I'm not sure who asked about 5162 in the chat. I can't find the message again, but I don't find the word Davis in this article. So I'm not sure what you're asking about with canonicity versus what's going on in there. I apologize. Darn, I gotta go. Have a good rest of the stream. You too, Andy. Have a good rest of your day. And reminder for the time check, we are 40 minutes from the end of stream. 40 minutes from the end of stream. Nevermore, thank you for donating again. What was I talking about again? Just close your computer and do not worry about it. You're good. So, Mr. DT was asking about Davis. But even though it's not really canon, do you know about SCP-5162? I mean Davis. It's from a Minecraft RP. Oh, okay, so I can't look on the database proper. Yeah, that was very confusing for a hot minute there. All right, well, let me go to 5162 Davis and see what happens. Davis Ramirez. All right. Classified as 5612 at the Foundation on this Minecraft server. Originally part of D-Class, a homeless veteran. Picked off the street to be a test subject. See, I told you sometimes we pick up homeless people. Though with the reveal of his power, he was moved to Euclid SCP reclassification. Davis wears a white jumpsuit with gray hems on the sleeves and pant legs. Wears an eye patch. Civilian and mobile task force outfit. Hot-headed personality. Cool under pressure. Can think quickly and critically. Interactions with others mostly semi-hostile. Asserting a snippy tone. Wakes up from his last time asleep, so like a save point. Interesting. So, and a machine that can alter brain to affect the REM cycle so you could be, quote, asleep anytime. Interesting. You know, people, characters, what die and then come back is a very popular kind of anomaly. And so, considering we lost the main thrust of Connor's storyline from confinement, it's not bad to have another immortal running around to see what kind of stories can be told. It's always rather interesting. I love a good Groundhog Day. Wait, I was doing gay homework. What SCP is this? It's an uncanon SCP titled SCP-5162 Davis. You'll find it on Google, not the wiki. And it's from a Minecraft RP. Glad I could drop by the first stream I've caught. However, it's exactly 1 in the morning for me, so I should probably get some sleep. Nevermore, that makes sense. Although, congratulations. Welcome to your first stream. And yeah, we stream once a day so far for the last 2 months. And we're keeping up the streak as long as it's possible. So, hope you guys are having fun with it, because I'm still having fun with it. SCP-999 ate my lollipop again. Not shocking. The goo boy loves sweets. It's kind of your fault for bringing sweets nearby when you knew that's the case. Avari, good to see you in the chat. Hey, Dr. Sherman, from last stream, I can already open portals to other universes. That's why they have a universe traveler to chase me. I made it through the portal system. Oh, sorry that you are sick, though. That's unfortunate. But, yeah, then you better change your identity / appearance to hide from them. That's the only thing you got going for you right now. Dr. Sherman, this is the second stream I've been in from you. Well, welcome, Rockster. I'm glad you're enjoying your stay enough to stay a second time. This is what I was wanting to send in the super chat. System rebooted. Error. Anomalous computer virus detected in. System error. Smoke coming out of the transmission receiver. Well, we better use another transmission receiver to receive that signal then. Tuned to the same frequency. What do you think of 2852 and 3004? 2852 and 3004, huh? SCP 2852. SCP 3004. Da, da, da. So Cousin Johnny 2852, hate that guy. Hate that anomaly because obviously lots of death and destruction in its wake, uncontainable, just everything I hate about anomalies in one go. Also, fun fact, gay homework from a couple of days ago was SCP-2721, the Eli and Lyris, otherwise known as the Trans Satellite. And we talked about how not only is that a pretty good article, well written, we're still waiting for the Radiger video to drop publicly so you could see what she has to say about it because she's fabulous breaking it down. Or you could become a patron for Radiger and see it early. I mean, just a suggestion from me. I know Radiger deserves it. But, so part of the problem with the Trans Satellite is that a bunch of hateful people decided to brigade the article because of how much they hate it and how much it is the reason that SCP sucks nowadays. Because SCP allows LGBTQ people to write stories with their experiences, now this site blows. And the funny thing about it is that the author of 2721 is the same author of Cousin Johnny. The same person wrote both articles. Cousin Johnny, a standard issue, very popular SCP horror article. And then 2721, same person. So just the people who are haters need to stop being haters. But that's just a little fun fact about this particular article that not a lot of people know. Meanwhile, going to 3004, this is a long one. Series of anomalous events linked to rituals of druidic cult known as the, I'm not going to pronounce that right at all, or the Singers. They were located primarily in Ireland during the 15th to early 19th century. It is known that their worship revolved around the life cycle of the now extinct Cicadetta lulascenta, otherwise known as the stained glass cicada. So, what? 2 cicada anomalies, huh? Interesting. Due to the combined actions of various antecedent groups to the Foundation, including the Vatican's Congregation of Otherworldly Acts and the Royal Society for the Imprisonment of Anomalous, all knowledge of 3004 and the Singers was destroyed in order to contain 3004-1. As 3004 was thus destroyed, the 3004-1 entity ceased all activity. Okay. Well, first of all, I don't like bugs, so I'm already annoyed. Current document. And these bugs are made of wood and glass. Stained glass cicadas made of wood and glass. Summoned by a ritual, by this religious group. 3004-1 is the entity that controls the cicada instances and is fed by the rituals. Level 1, pistophage entity that exists in a dimension that exists partially within baseline reality but primarily above it. So a reality bender / god. Views itself as the deity worshipped under the umbrella of Christianity, so claims to be the Christian god. 2852 has ceased its appearances after the first recorded 3004 event. So they are linked. Huh. That's a lot to deal with. Interesting that I didn't know that 3004 crossed over with Cousin Johnny, so thank you for that intel. Bob, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some Raisinets on your way past the commissary. Oh, and as well as being a member, thank you for that. Doc, I may have, eat tables in commissary, so need tables. And I may have eat some other things like, SCP-049's mask and 99.9% of SCP-682. He tasty. This is quite the dream you are having. It does not sound plausible that you did these things you are claiming. The art block is leaving when I started drawing Clef. Must be a sign. Oh, congratulations, Sally. We do like non-art block. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Okay, the conversation in 3540 is pretty good. I thought so as well, yes. More on that tomorrow. Golem, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Whoppers on your way past the commissary. I just randomly made 4 SCP analog horror episodes. That sounds pretty fun. I like seeing SCP art made in the world. I hope you did good work and they are fun and good and people enjoy them. Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, I know this is a hard question. Not thinking about the world or universe ending, which SCP scares you the most? Me, SCP-2313. Oh, I believe Desk and I both agree on this same one, that SCP-2718 is the scariest fucking article on the wiki. Oh my gosh. 2718, bollocks, to be real. Oof, that one hurts. Dr. Sherman, what do you think about the SCP for your eyes only? 3393, I am familiar with that one. Actually, we have a reading on the channel. Oh, I'm sorry, just 1 second. User John Smith, your jokes are not funny. Goodbye. Show some decor in the chat, and don't be an idiot. So yes, 3393 is a fabulous article, and you should listen to the reading we've done of it on the channel for funsies. Rockster, Dr. Sherman, I'm going to be right back. My device is at 3%. Yes, charge your darn device, please. What you think about Dr. Wondertainment, Dr. Sherman? I think they're pretty dang cool. Also, it doesn't matter what one, there's like 7 of them. Dr. Wondertainment is a pain in my ass. Dr. Wondertainment is constantly making anomalies, marketing them to the public. As a member of the Foundation, I am openly against this kind of conduct. So yeah, some of the toys are kind of funny, but no. Honestly, I've always adored SCP. It just took me years to realize it. Like a facility holding anomalies where some are cool and some are terrifying. Count me in. Hell yeah. Dear Dr. Sherman, I'm currently stuck in a cave with SCP-096. I request assistance. Well, listen, just look at the floor, man. No one ever thinks about this. Just look at the floor. It's not going to attack you if you see its feet. Just eyes down. Cover it up. Do not look at its face. You're going to be fine. Just get out of there. Come on. Everyone, when we talk about SCP-173, they're always so clever. Like, hey, can't you just blink and alternate? And it's like, haha, yes, everyone says that. No one says, just look down when 096 is near you. Just look down. Come on. I'm in the middle of kind of a funny situation here. Now hold on just 1 second. First of all, Eris Cupido, thank you for donating again. Take care, all. Haven't slept, and it's 8:12 a.m. Good night. Good night. Thank you for your absurd generosity, both in donations as well as gifted memberships. You take care of yourself, okay? I keep seeing people in the chat telling someone named Toast to chill out, and I do not see a single one of their messages. Desk, are you hiding, Toast? Is it just because the chat is so full that I don't see what's going on here? I don't understand the situation, but it's kind of funny seeing it from the outside where I don't know what's going on. I've seen like Desk and 3 other people say, hey, chill out. And I don't know what they're saying. Funny haha or funny clown milk Jesus? Really, Edward? Really? It's the first one, obviously. Doc, help. SCP-999 is eating my house. This is what we're talking about? Well, my question then is, SCP-999 doesn't eat things that aren't sweets. So, do you live in a gingerbread house? Are you a witch? Because if you're a witch, you're going in a box. I think we figured out something here. I'm glad I caught this message, because now I know what's going on. Oh, we're going to contain us a witch tonight. Ha 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 ha! Dr. Sherman, sir, my device is at 1%. Rockster, find a charger for 5320's sake. Can we have Bibles be served in the commissary, please? Junior Researcher HLG, why do you want Bibles served in the commissary? What good would that do for you? It is a book. It is not a food. I would suggest you could get your own Bible, but we're not going to mass stock Bibles in the commissary. It's a waste of resources. Evening, Doc, staff, others. Trust things are going well for all. Well, Drake, thank you for being a member, and certainly as eventful as ever here at Site 42, that's for sure. Also, as a time check as we come along to it, we are at 20 minutes left in stream, approximately 20 minutes left in stream. I still find it funny that it took me a while to figure out that SCP was my thing, because I've gone through so many horror series as my thing, including ARGs, then SCP just went, hey, buddy. Well, the trick with SCP that makes it special compared to a lot of other creepypastas or anomalous things is the format of the technical documents lent to the creation of the Foundation, which very much like the Magnus Archives, allowed for multiple anomalies to be within one shared universe, allowing you to have a vast array of things going on. And the trick that made even SCP go further than Magnus Archives, although debatable in quality, you could say one's more, one's less quality. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the reason it's gotten so much bigger overall is because with the ability to do fan uploads, you get lots of people writing lots of things, whereas for Magnus Archives, it's set by talented creators who did good work, but, you know, they're limited in scope rather than a cloud-sourced thing. And so, because the universe is so vast, I mean, once I found SCP, I didn't feel the need to go very many other places. This is a good home to have, and you can still enjoy other fandoms and stuff like that, but this is a great little place to kick your feet up. The SCP Foundation's always there for you. What was yesterday's gay homework? I'm really sorry I forgot to do it, and I forgot what it was. Well, intern kid, yesterday's gay homework was called I Don't Get It, But I'll Figure It Out. It is an SCP Foundation tale, Once again, the name is I Don't Get It, but I'll figure it out. And while you're catching up, today's gay homework is SCP-3540. SCP-3540, titled Don't Queer the Reaper. Nevermore, thank you for donating again. I guess you decided not to go to bed or something. I ate a Bible once. In my Catholic school, they were giving them out for free. Well, you see, when you put every Bible that's printed in modern day has at least 0.3 milliliters of honey inside the binding glue. That way you're technically eating with the condiment, so for Jesus doesn't show up. Because if you eat a whole Bible without condiments, which is really hard to get nowadays unless you print your own, then vor Jesus comes and eats you. So unseasoned Bibles should not be eaten. Outside of testing, of course. Aether, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some Pocky on your way past the commissary. Sorry I'm late, Dr. Sherman. 049 was talking my ear off about the pestilence again. Well, understandable. Once 049 gets on the subject of the pestilence, you're going to be there all frickin' day. A lot of talk about a disease that doesn't exist, but all right. And anyways, yes, unfortunately, we are 18 minutes from the end of stream right now, so welcome to the back end. Sheeny, you're dipping. We'll see you next time. Lesbian rights, please. Intern Jade, I have no problem with lesbian rights. And in fact, I don't often have a problem with lesbian wrongs either. The format does such a good job of allowing you to hint at much more depth in terms of world building, technicalities, and existential horrors while letting the reader imagine the details. Exactly. That's the SCP format has that in spades. You can have an off-site, an offhand reference to another anomaly or a cross-test, and that makes it easier to keep people interested because now they're wiki-walking to the next article, to the next article, to the next article. But what about lesbian lefts? Well, Edward, if we go to the Site 42 gym, you will see some excellent boxing going on, and they have hella lesbian lefts. VW, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Good to see you in the chat. Make sure to grab yourself a cupcake on your way past the commissary. Is SCP-173 affected when other SCPs look at it? It depends. It depends on the anomaly. It depends on if it has eyes. It depends on if it has a neck, because maybe it doesn't want to. Maybe it doesn't affect or attack a certain anomaly because it doesn't have a neck to snap or something like that. It's not human enough. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for donating again. I just ate an unseasoned Bible and nothing's happened. Well, it was very nice of vor Jesus, remember SCP-5991, to hit enter on that message after consuming Cyber Scorpion. They'll be back after they've had their fun at the Jesus Land theme park. SCP is Cabin in the Woods on steroids, and Cabin in the Woods is SCP but incompetent. I mean, yeah, let's be real. The fact that they had a big red button in their security hall that said, release all anomalies, that's Bush League shit. Come on. Da, 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 da. Da, na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Would SCP-343 get to go through the gate that the Gate Guardian guards? And Desk, the expert on lore on that particular anomaly, definitively confirms the answer would be no. 343 is not allowed past the Gate Guardian. I didn't know that. I don't get it. Who's SCP? Ah, Crimson Hartman, you must exist in a universe where the Broken Masquerade just happened and you're being informed the SCP Foundation exists. Well, we are a secret organization in most universes that contains magical objects and monsters from the general public. We secure, contain, and protect them. And we secure and contain you and protect you from threats. So we do research, we contain anomalies, we study them, and we use what we learn to contain other anomalies so that humanity can live their normal lives like nothing's going on. However, in some universes, the masquerade, which is what we call it when everyone knows that there's no monsters or pretends there's no monsters, when the masquerade is broken, then everyone learns about the monsters and we're just doing cleanup duty past that point. Da, 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 da. Hey, Doc, I recognize the bodies in the water. What do I do? Go to medical and get amnestics. You'll be fine. Did you ever find out if the bodies in the water contain the pestilence? We can't get to the bodies in the water to test the pestilence, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not letting 049 into the water. Dr. Sherman, have you heard anything about another live-action SCP theater thing this year? I have not heard about that. I have not heard that they're doing anything. And right now, I'm already planning my summer travel. It would be really bad if they had one going. I'm already kind of booked up for the summer. Let me check real quick and see if they just didn't reach out. They're doing a pirate show in August. That sounds fun. So, yeah, it seems our friends at Last Call Theater don't have one on the docket. Wait, Worlds Collide is at Fringe Festival through June 27th, so 2 more weeks. So it is a improv mashup of settings, genres, and character archetypes. So they're putting everything into one show. Man, that sounds fun. They didn't tell me about it, but I guess, yeah, if you're in LA this month, they're doing a show with a mashup of characters from all of the different universes. Right now in the poster for it, they have a pirate or two, and then they have Baba Yaga SCP, an SCP researcher, and one of the Church of the Broken God characters all in one show. That sounds like a silly meta thing. I would enjoy that. It's too bad my travel is already planned for the summer. Rats. But it isn't a purely SCP show, so yeah, I don't mind missing this one. I couldn't probably get the business budget to go film it for the channel. The next SCP themed one, I'm doing a GoFundMe so I can go. Well, Desk, hopefully, as Site 42 gets bigger, I can keep raising the amount of people on the away team and help you out with that. So, yeah, we'll be in touch about that. Oh, got distracted from this. Holy hell! Mario Mike! What in tarnation? Good to see you in the chat, mon ami. And thank you for your first donation to the stream, so I actually saw your message. Why don't you grab yourself a fire flower on your way past the commissary? What seasoning is the best seasoning to season a seasonal... what seasoning is the best season to season a seasonal unseasoned Bible? Okay, so if I had to eat a Bible and it could be seasoned, I'm going with hot sauce. I'm going with a good, spicy hot sauce to give myself some entertainment during that ridiculousness. Chernobyl was a cover-up of a major SCP outbreak. Shush. Also, let me check the database. 4426 is literally anomalous biological masses located in and around the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and nearby town of Pripyat. So yes, 4426 is the Chernobyl anomaly. Maggie Strahan, holy hell, thank you for a ridiculously generous donation to today's stream in the last 10 minutes too. Bringing both for the buzzer, way to go. Okay, your first donation of the day being this generous, I want you to wander outside of the main Site 42 campus about, let's say 50 yards. Estimated about 50 yards off the main campus, off the southwest corner. Go directly southwest. And there you're gonna find a utility shed. And the padlock there, the padlock's not locked. It's a trick lock, so you'll be able to open it. And once you get there, what is inside, you can borrow it for a week. That is what you get for your generous donation to today's stream. Very much appreciated. A female Neko SCP enters the chat. Ah, we have more SCP cats. Plenty of SCP cats. And yet another one appears. Not shocking. What did Mario do? Frogman, Michael Harrington, as the donor, is a friend of mine from a previous life where we worked at a convention show. A convention where we did anime-themed cosplay theater. And that one was our Mario. Where was I in the chat? Where was I in the chat? I'm going to binge watch your videos while drawing the little guy, SCP-999. Well, that sounds adorable, Rockster. You have fun drawing the little guy. And maybe give it another cute anomalous friend like Josie or Dr. Spanko. That could be fun. If my SCP-OC met 999, do you think they would like each other? They're a black cat figure and they hate the light. Well, 999 doesn't hate anyone, so you're going to be fine there, but I'd imagine a cat, they might get some stuff in their fur, and that might be uncomfortable for them. Sloth, Dr. Spanko sounds awesome. Oh, let me tell you about Dr. Spanko. Dr. Spanko is SCP-2337, and besides the fact that Dr. Spanko's speaking voice is an average of 90 decibels, or no, a minimum of 90 decibels, you take immense damage whenever 2337 speaks unless you have proper hearing precautions. But the little dude is a corncrake with that decibel level voice, and it speaks in weird Hamsarian language. So for instance, Kak, am christened Air Dr. Spankoflex. I'm colloquially name-slapped with SCP-2338 and Steven. I'm complicated across the state. My reading of SCP-2337 on this page, this YouTube channel, you gotta check this out. It's one of my favorite things I've ever recorded for voiceover work. Spankoflex is king level. And there's a playlist of Dr. Spanko tales because there are other, as Edward says, didn't Dr. Spanko do a bunch of insane stuff? There is a Dr. Spanko playlist of the tales that I have written about the adventures of Dr. Spanko, and there's more that I haven't gotten to yet. I should do some more Dr. Spanko stories. Dr. Sherman, last joke of the night since it's already 2 a.m. What do you call milk that gets given everything it wants? Spoiled. Yep. Yep, it do be like that, though. Time check. Chester Factory, the time check is 3 minutes remaining in stream. 3 minutes remaining in stream. Engineer Main, Dr. Sherman, how'd you get so good at twirling your pen? So practice, and I will give you a quick tutorial since we're coming to the end of stream. Before I do, Rockster, my two favorite color sets are, there's the greens, which are peacock green, the jewel green of peacock feathers, or mint green like a lot of the channel has, or gold and yellow. Those are the two vibes I go for. So, pen spinning tutorial, real quick. You hold the pen like you're normally gonna hold it. That way you can get some clicks in between sets. And this pen is hard to unclick. There we go. So, from there, you hold the pen between your two fingers, and you make the pen go horizontal, and then you grab it. Make the pen go horizontal and grab it. You go over to grab, under to grab, under to grab. You can go under, over, other, the other way. And so you practice it going both ways. If you practice with your palm up, gravity helps you to keep the pen in your hand. If you practice with your palm down, it's like the hyperbolic training chamber. You will fight gravity and it'll make the job harder. Finally, you casually just hold your hands vertical. That way you can roll it, do a little flip of the wrist. Momentum will help you with it. Practice on both hands. That way you can go both ways with it in both hands. And so it's something that I practice it for a couple weeks, a couple months until I got really good at it. And I've been doing it for 13-ish years ever since, just kind of chugging along. Yeah, if you asked a professional pen spinner, someone with actual skills, they would say, oh, I'm doing just like one move both ways. But I enjoy that one move, and it's fun to fiddle with. I'm not looking to go crazy here. K. Potter, thank you for gifting a Site 42 membership. If you got that membership, make sure to thank K. Potter for that. I used to see you doing your streams on TikTok. Have you moved to YouTube or doing both? Neo Nobody, mostly I'm sticking with YouTube at this point. The way that we've been doing things with the office hours daily streams, it's just easier to do it quick and dirty from my cellular phone with a one upload stream, and vertical YouTube seems to be the best one for it. So that's where we are for now. I'm working my way back to more video production and script writing, but for now, the streams are the majority of the work we're doing for the channel right now. And that brings us to the exact ending time of today's stream. So, as is tradition at the end of all streams, I tell you my favorite SCPs. But of course, I don't tell you my favorite SCPs are the ones I wrote. That'd be cheating. I love my children, but they're not my favorites because that would be cheating. We got to be talking about my favorites written by other people. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's Site 42 hub and author page, which Desk just linked in the chat. There you'll find all the SCPs I wrote and or contributed to in other manners, as well as some direct donation links. You can become a Site 42 patron. You can become a YouTube channel member. You can do a one-time donation through Ko-Fi. Whatever way you feel the need that you are able to donate without bringing harm to yourself by donating too much, we greatly appreciate your donations. And even if you can't donate yourself, remember, as long as you are here liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all that YouTube business, you are a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters. Our mission between you and I to signal boost SCP projects by game devs, filmmakers, artists, SCP authors, of course. That way, they get the support they need, the resources they need to make bigger and better projects. As long as you're here in it with me, we're working on it, and I salute you. A quick diversion. Maggie, thank you for donating again. Where's the exit? A 05 kidnapped me and put me in a pile of plushies. Well, it looks like the 05 is going to commandeer you for a little bit. I would very much suggest maybe you will... No, I can't overrule an overseer. You might have to... I'm very hesitant to say breach containment yourself, but woof, good luck. Oh, and K. Potter, congratulations on becoming a member yourself. Good job. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your membership and your service. Now, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and, with a big content warning, SCP-8980. That one's a rough read. One more time through, speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 320, and 8980. Content warning on the last one. And of course, do not forget your gay homework, your SCP Foundation Pride Fest SCP of the day, which is SCP-3540. 3540, titled Don't Queer the Reaper. And so with that, Site-42 staff and those from the greater SCP Foundation, I hope you had fun and I hope you learned something today. This is Dr. Theron Sherman signing off from another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site-42. Lucas, thank you for a quick last-minute donation. I'm in Five Nights at Freddy. Well, I would get out. Things get pretty hectic there. Do your gay homework. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you all in the next video or stream. All our times have come here, but now they're gone. Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind or the sun or the rain. We can be like they are. Come on, baby. Baby, take my hand. We'll be able to fly. Baby, I'm your man. La, 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 la. La, la, la.